Welcome back. It's a sourcing video, and I didn't think I'd be making a sourcing video after today's. I was just going to go run locally up to the exchange, and I dropped that off, and I'll show you guys what I got here, or what they took, and that kind of stuff. However, I dropped that box off, drove down to Savers, which is a couple miles down the road, and they were pretty much done while I was halfway in Savers. Let's go into what the exchange sold. So I don't know how much I actually took them. It had to be close to being what was in the box before was 60. I added another box that had about 30, so that's 90. And the cumulative of what was called was maybe another 100, so probably 250 plus I took to them. The box itself, well, you saw that in the previous video. So they took, well, I got 28 bucks, probably 20 items that they took. That's what they took. Got 28. I'll get the CDs together for Media Picker, and we'll go from there on that. And then the other DVDs, I'll figure that out. And then that box will be said and done. And then that old inventory will be no longer. And as for CDs, these are going to be, I think this one is closer to 15, maybe 20. I don't think there's a lot listed. I think there were a handful that sold, or maybe it was vice versa. Maybe there was like 6 or 7 listed and at least one sold. This Robert Klein, I don't know who Robert Klein is, but just scanning these, one of the two was like 30 bucks. So I didn't bother scanning the other one. Now, that's contrary to what I said earlier about the Celine Dion, but that concept about that is that she's known. She's well known. So if there was 3 Celine Dion, they were all sealed. One is 15, the other ones are 7 or 8. I'm not going to get those other ones. I don't know Robert Klein, just looking at the pictures and the cover art is letting me know that it's interesting, and by the style and all that is letting me know he's an older artist. So, and I don't know who Robert Klein is. So it's telling me it's more obscure, more non-common. So I would just buy both. One comes up good and sells well, so I'm just going to pick up the other one regardless. And if it turns out that one is good, the other one's not, that's when I'll lot the two together. This Canned Heat has a pretty beat up, well, there we go. Well, beat up case. I've got plenty of CDs here where I can replace this. Now, it is a dual case, so I'll have to see if there's one in there, which I know there are, that I can replace this with. This is like 20 bucks. And this crossfade, and I just sold one of these crossfades not too long ago, and it has the song Cold. Most people will know the song You're So Cold. So this one is closer to 20 bucks. Now in the books, so this is an older book. It's called The Complete Fortune Teller by Diana Hawthorne. I want to say it's 1930s. 1937. Original print. You can look on the spacing and the margins. That's one way. It's definitely one of those topics to look up. At $4, I don't know if there are any of this exact one listed. I went into Terapeak and having to have to type in Complete Fortune Teller Hawthorne. I think there's one that sold for 50. The other ones are right around 40, and maybe one a little cheaper. Not a fast seller, but unique enough to where it'll be the right buyer for 40, 50 bucks. Now, this is an interesting order book. This is called The Ivory Throne of Persia by Dorothy Coit. Has an older smell, but it still has a hint of vanilla. And this is 1929. I don't think it's a reprint. When I looked this up, I think I just typed in Throne in Persia and Coit. I don't think anything came up on that in any of the searches. I'm like, well, it's too unique, and this entire graphic just has a different texture. It's not like flocking. I know that sounds weird. Flocking, Flocking. So flocking would be um, like a textured or like a cotton or fur or something like. You know what? Let me find the book. All right. So I don't know if you can see on how this is pooped out. So this feels really weird doing this. Ooh. So this is flocking, right? So there's kind of like a velvet or a fabric textile type feel to it. So it's raised relief. Yeah, giving them some relief, huh? So this is flocking. So this is textured like that. Probably won't be able to make it out too well, but it has very, very minimal raised texture. So I thought that and the graphic that was on it was really, really neat. So eventually I did just type in Ivory Throne Persia and Terra Peak, and one has sold one within 3 years, and it was like 120 or 130 bucks. So I spent $3 on this. This is one that will just sit in the box and wait and wait and wait for the right person. So now you learn about what flocking is. And just eyeballing books, eyeballing the spine, ESP Enigma. Just those two together for words on a spine, words for a book, definitely catchy. Pick this up, scan it, 113 bucks. It sold a couple of them way cheaper. I don't know if the ones that did sell for like $18, $20 are hardcovers or not. Of these that sell for 90 to 130 bucks. And that's it. I hear a choot choot. So $130 book, $100+ gotta wait book, $50 book, some CDs, and we'll get into the frames. So a lot of people will know Ray-Ban and Oakley, and if you watch here, you may be familiar with some of the other brands like American Optical, American Optics, Serengeti, Bollé. Some of those are catchy enough, and then there's more common ones like the Rag & Bones and the Warby Parkers and Vogue, Ray-Ban, right? So these are called Jacquet Marie Mage. I've sold Jacquet Marie Mage before. And the last pair I sold, I think, I looked up my 3 year and I didn't see them, so it's been 3+ years. I think I got like $400, $500 for the other ones. These are called Lenore. Lenore. I can go into the arm number. They're called Lenore. There's another one that's XL and another one called like Peach. Maybe the Peach, because it is kind of like a translucent peach color. So if you look up Jacquet Mage frames, sunglasses, whichever you're going to look. Oh, and these are Japan made. So if you look any of those up, Jacquet and Mage, and type in Japan, the prices are going to be minimum 300 and probably exceeding 2,000. These have no 3 year on them. I didn't really look up the actual model number. The model name I did. The model number, no. And it's starting to get. It's not supposed to rain today, but the clouds are covering that sun, which makes it feel much better in here. And surprisingly, the air conditioning has been managing to stay at 77 in here while it's been over 100 outside. These, if you want them, are available on a external site, different like vision, eyeglass, sunglass websites and stuff. For I don't know if they were new or used, but $870 seems to be the price for them. So this is a be on the lookout. This is why I look at frames and sunglasses. This is one of those, they're interesting. Like they're a full this so this in a, I don't know if that's what it is for in here. However, in a knife, the part that's covered by the handle is called a tang, Tang. So that's what I'm going to call this part in here, going to the temple arm, this metal part. I'm just going to call it a tang, for lack of technical term for it. So I am familiar with the brand by selling them before, and it's not like I'm looking at frames and be like, I better find some mage, better find some mage. It's just the better stuff. If you look at some of these, you can kind of tell that the plastic or the acrylic or whatever they're made out of is just better built, better quality than your run of the mill. This is what I'm going to pay $10 at the gas station for. They're just better. Use your eyes to make money, I guess is one way I would say it. So they are script. They fit. They are script lens. So I don't know, 700 to 1,000 plus for $2. All right, 16 minutes. I'm sure I can try to chop that down to about 12. If you like what you heard, like what you saw, I hope you learned something, especially about frames. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you sell frames and what your best good sale is. Best good sale. You're my only best good friend. Ever Zava. Best good friend. What is that from? You're my best good friend. Either way. Tell me, comment, sub share. Those are free. Appreciate it.